Hello. I'm Cabin856, and today I'm joined by Garfield the Lightning. How are you today?
Not bad. I mean, I guess, after doing commentary for that last race, which was very good, if you haven't seen it, guys, I'd highly recommend checking out the VOD. I'm just tired about it a little bit, but I've still got enough energy to keep going through this one, which, yeah, this will be interesting because Shenanagans is one of the more well-known streamers in this tournament, but I don't really know how well he knows this particular card. He does a lot of rando. I'm just not sure how, but I have no idea how he's going to do in this race.
Yeah, and MrTommo's also been around in the community for many years, like at least 3 or 4, so I'm expecting a very exciting race, a lot of potential back and forth, and a lot of hype. So, we're gonna get started a little bit soon. So, before we do, let's take a little bit at the card, a little bit of a look. So, things that I notice off the top of my head, row 4 comes to mind. We've got Defeat a Lapras, so that's a Friday goal. We have Mineral Badge, so we're going to want to climb Lighthouse eventually. And we're going to be wanting to pick up items, because we have Berry Juice or Elixir.
Yeah, you never know how that one's going to pan out, whether it's actually going to exist or not. That's a pretty scary goal to have, but at least it's not on a diagonal, so it's not in a super pivotal position, we think.
True. Other goals that come to mind, I see some new goals from our newer card that we're using just for this tournament, such as a Steel-type Pokemon and 3 different genderless Pokemon. So we're going to be looking for a lot of specific types and variety. So it looks like we're getting started just a bit. And immediately I noticed Shen did something interesting. Shen set his time to 56. So, looking at the card, I don't see a particular reason to actually want a rollover. Perhaps Shen wants a lot of normal type of berries. We don't have Snore on the card, so...
Yeah, this is something you see when you have Snore on the card. Looks like Shen is going the wrong way. He might be more used to some different settings where he can just, I don't know, leave immediately, or maybe he just woke up, I don't know.
Well, we do see MrTommo getting to the starters first. We see Slugma, we see Venusaur, a lot more runnable, and Venonat.
Venonat is not on this card, unfortunately, but Venusaur could be runnable. We'll see.
So yeah, both the runners will almost certainly be taking Venusaur. So we will have the same rival. I didn't quite catch the item, but that is a very interesting moveset on
Wow, okay, yeah, that'll do. Drill Peck 5 Blast Bone Club. Yep, that's absolutely runnable.
Now, something I'm noticing Shen is not doing is, it looks like Shen is not aware of the early bike feature.
This is going to lose him a lot of time if he does not realize that that early bike is a thing in these races. It looks like he might not have watched any of the races prior to this. Maybe hasn't played around with these particular settings for the tournament all that much. But yeah, you would hate to see him to lose a lot of time to this. So hopefully he gets on that bike soon.
So the earliest I can imagine that he might know about it is... Oh, no,
okay, phew, thank goodness for that.
I was about to say, if he picks up the fishing rod and tries to fish, he'll see the bike then, but fortunately, that was averted. We see our players doing some shopping, and we're going to immediately be hopping onto the next few routes. We'll see if we find anything interesting, or if our runners are going to be sticking with the Venusaur.
Yeah, I think, yeah, with this Venusaur, you don't want to spend too much time looking for something good, but, you could always stumble onto something while you're going on these first routes, or you could, go the other way and just rappel through them because you have something good enough already.
Yeah, I personally would be tempted to just repel straight away, go for that immediate blitz, but then actually proving value to not using repels, finding a Hitmontop, which is on the card.
Yep, very nice start, and it is in the corner, so that's, you know, that's potentially useful for 3 different bingo lines.
Of course, I imagine that Mr. Tommo will be able to think, okay, that's on Route 30, so I imagine he'll be able to find it eventually too. If not
Yep.
now, then
In fact, he's going through this grass on the
Yeah.
way back because you know, he knows it's on this route pretty much. Like, there's, you know, it's very unlikely it would be on 29 at this point.
Yeah, I've yet to see someone in a serious match go buy Pokeballs and then go to Route 29 before doing Route 30. So with all the moves on our Venusaur here, we shouldn't see too much trouble in dispatching the Venonat.
Yes, and that was a Steel type on Shen's screen. He didn't catch it though, right? So that's just maybe something that he didn't notice.
Either that or he's trying to conceal the info. It's a possibility. Based on how freely he caught the Hitmontop. Not entirely certain, but maybe it could be the ultimate big brain. Catch one thing and let the other thing slip, so that they're like, oh, okay, I know you weren't concealing info, but actually he was. He found 2 things.
Yeah, there's lots of mind games going on that goes on in these bingos that you don't see in a lot of other bingos because a lot of this game is about information and the information you give or conceal from your opponent when getting goals and marking them on the card, because you have to mark the goals as you get them.
We see our runners giving nicknames, neither of them opting for the default nickname. And we see Mr. Tommo.
No, oh geez, now we have to talk about Garth strats, don't we? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I wasn't going to call it that at all, but you did this to yourself.
No, well, you know, someone in chat was probably going to do it if I didn't, but yeah, this is something that I did by mistake in one of my early races, and this catching tutorial, he catches something that may not actually be on this route, but it can give you information. This time, the Goldeen is not useful info, so ended up being a bit of wasted time for Tommo there.
Well, we're gonna see even more time wasted from the wild Jinx that appears to be on 29. I noticed Shen has picked up all 3 berries so far. Rather interesting.
Yeah, hopefully he's not misreading the 7 different types of berries goal. We'll keep an eye on that.
Because yeah, Shen currently has 5 normal berries, which is, I mean, this is the exact strat you would do if you were getting Snore, but it's 7 different types, so Poison Cure, Paralyzed Cure, Mint Berry, that sort of thing.
Of course, he could just, you know, be wanting the berries just for regular healing at the start, and just in case that things go wrong for his Venusaur.
I think I know what he's doing. He's going to get 5 Shuckle. You know, just in case 1 Shuckle isn't enough for Berry Juice. At any rate, the Venusaur learns Psywave, so that is a very nice move.
Well, is it though? I mean, I feel like I've commentated on a race with Psywave, and I feel like it just always rolled low because it does damage based on a multiplier of your level. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
We see Tommo turning off some unusual settings that he had turned on, such as the Park Ball effect. Either way, Psybeam is better than Dream Eater, so...
Well, it was Psywave, right? Not Psybeam.
I think it was Psybeam.
Oh, no, it was Psybeam. Never mind. Okay, that's fine then. That's a lot better than Psywave.
And an unfortunate crit from Shen. I believe he was probably wanting to catch that Jolteon just to see what it has. Jolteon's one of those better mains. Very fast. very good special attack. If it's got like stab, then it could be good.
Yep, could well have been good, but I guess we won't know, at least right now, unless, unless this level 9 is Jolteon.
Regardless, Tommo successfully caught the Hitmontop, heading into the first required trainer, and Shen is starting with, Pain.
Wow, nasty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Venusaur's not going to be able to take this on because Snorlax is very bulky, especially on the special side.
Yeah, it was almost an Oka without a crit, so... I imagine that we are going to... Actually, I imagine even if we leveled up that Venusaur, like, 4 levels, it would still have a lot of trouble. I think we have to get a different main.
Yeah, I mean, the other option would be to stall out Aeroblast of PP, but, like, both his Pokemon will just die immediately to that thing, so he can't do that with what he has right now.
Looks like Shen is going to attempt for X defense, which is a strategy. I haven't actually seen anyone try X items on the level 9 before, but it could work. The only thing you really have to be careful of is Aeroblast is a high crit rate move, so...
Yep, that would bust through your X defend, but yep, this could definitely work if he gets good luck on this fight.
Yeah, and also we have to worry is Aeroblast did so much damage, it might kill the Venusaur before you can set up enough X defense to survive 2 hits.
Well, he doesn't even need to survive 2 hits, as long as he heals enough times that Snorlax runs out of Aeroblasts. Well, nice crit there.
But with only,
There it is in the wild as well!
Wow! I would honestly... Actually, I don't know, with the Venusaur this good, it's really hard to say no to the Venusaur.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get past this, the Venusaur should hopefully be fine. Like, it's not really a particularly frail Pokemon, so it's a little surprising that it's a little unlucky to run into something this scary on the level 9.
But the thing that's important is, even with an X defend, Aeroblast is still doing over 20 HP of damage, meaning Super Potions are not quite enough to heal it.
Hitmontop actually has Destiny Bond, so Tommo did check that, so maybe because if Snorlax is so slow that maybe Hitmontop will be able to get a Destiny Bond off, I'm not sure.
Alternatively, Tommo also has access to the Magnemite, which does quad resist Aeroblast. Shenanagans realizing, okay, trying to X-Defend isn't quite going to work out, so looks like he's going to be trying to find another main elsewhere.
We'll see how Tommo handles this. They both have the same problem here, but like you said, Tommo does have that Magnemite, so we'll see if he uses that. No, he's going back.
Well, we see Shen running into a Suicune. That is quite the find.
Well, Kinesis would help stall out of Aeroblast PP.
Yeah, it very well could. And Suicune should be bulky enough to survive 1 Aeroblast, get the Kinesis off, take a second one. Alternatively, maybe you could run it, high jump kick, Psychic. Not the worst Suicune.
I think he's likely to still want to run the Venusaur. He's just trying to get past that Snorlax right now, I reckon.
Yeah. Now Tombo's opting for the more traditional play of can't get past the 9, just climb Sprout Tower. You'll get a few extra levels, but my one concern is just it's such a strong move. I don't know if the tower is going to be enough.
Yeah, like Venusaur was doing pretty much nothing with either Drill Peck or Fire Blast. If you level up to it, it's still going to be like a 3 or 4 hit.
Looks like Shen is going for the... Wow.
Wow, okay. Well, that gets him out of jail.
I have no idea how to respond to that. All I can say is, maybe Tommo will get that luck too. If he just throws out the Magnemite.
Yep, maybe.
At any rate, one good thing has come out of this for MrTommo. That's that I can't read the card. I was like, oh, he found Exeggutor, but that is the wrong stone evolution on the card. We have Victory Bell Vileplume today.
We do also have Exeggutor Sunflora, actually,
We have...
on row 4, column 4.
Ah, yes, so we do. We do have them both. So yeah, Tommo has Exeggutor info. Of course, this Suicune that Shen got is actually a very hard metagame, so... Because that could be on a very large number of routes. It could be on 36, could be in Runes of Elf, it could be on 31, as we saw it was. It could also even conceivably be in Dark Cave, in Sprout Tower, or if Tommo thinks that Shen is really far ahead, Tommo might think it's on 32.
The Magnemite has Endure too, so that's another goal for Tommo. They're 2-in-1 with that Magnemite. I think Tommo just wants his Magnemite to fate here, but he is chipping away at this Snorlax slowly.
But
KO'd by Super Fang. What the ultimate insult!
But did you see what Shen just wiped to? More Aeroblast.
Oh no.
This time it's a Kabutops, which I think actually has a higher attack stat than Snorlax.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, he does have Bone Club, which will do more to that thing.
I find it interesting that MrTommo is going for a hard reset as opposed to the soft reset every time.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't know, you can soft reset the game by pressing Start, Select A and B at the same time, and that's a little bit faster than doing the hard reset, which is basically to reset the emulator, which you do by pressing Control R, I think.
Oh, Shen got the one out he needed. The Aeroblast missed into Destiny Bond.
This is this is a very entertaining start, I gotta say.
And it looks like MrTommo was able to get the Snorlax to explode on the Magnemite, so... At this point, when I said I was hoping for hilarity, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. So I am curious as to how Tommo's going to take down the Kabutops. Now, MrTommo is actually, looks like 2 levels higher on his Venusaur than Shen's was, so it's definitely a lot more favorable for Tommo at this point to be able to maybe survive and maybe even two-shot, outspeed and two-shot with Bone Club.
Yeah, I think, well, if he heals, then I think you'll probably be fine.
Tommo wisely saving, which I do approve of. I mean, it's what he needs to do. Now, why don't we talk about what Shen's doing?
So Shen is entering the treasure room here. Berry Juice or Elixir is on the card, and these are 4 easy to get items if you use the escape rope and open the treasure room.
Ooh, it looks like Bone Club for Tommo is just barely 2-shot, and he got the flinch.
Very, very good.
Unfortunately, none of those items for Shen proving to be worth anything more than a few thousand Poké-Dollars.
Getting a question in chat of where the Suicune was. The Suicune was en route 31, which is the one just before Violet City.
Wow, and Shen ran into a Weeping Bell. We can give that a Leaf Stone, instantly or immediately evolve that into a Victory Bell.
Yep, and in the speed choice ROM that we have, you can buy all evolutionary stones in Goldenrod department store.
And for those wondering, What about trade evolutions? We've actually configured the ROM so that trade evolutions now evolve at around level 37. Usually that doesn't come up, but sometimes we do catch 'em alls and that becomes relevant. Regardless, Shen is going to be heading through Union Cave, picking up a few more items, looking for that berry juice elixir. Now, typically with a goal such as berry juice elixir, if one person picks up the item first, then the other person is like, okay, yeah, that person's ahead. But when neither of them find it, they're both just going to have to pick up basically every item until they find it. Because frankly, at this point, despite there being a decent amount of goals marked this early on, neither of them really has enough information to say where the other is.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. I guess I'm trying to see like which goals. Yeah, definitely Parajuice Elixir might give information on where the opponent is relative to you. Also, defeat a legendary Pokemon which hasn't been marked yet can also be a good indicator of where someone is if you haven't seen the legendary yet and it's on a required fight.
So, MrTommo accidentally running into the Pokemaniac guarding the basement. And it looks like Shen is actually trying to get a few extra slots before heading to Azalea. MrTommo also running into a handful of Pokemon. Farfetch'd not going to be a useful one, however.
Ben is pretty loaded right now, so he'll be able to buy plenty of Soothe Potions and plenty of Repels and some Escape Ropes as well if he wants to. Yep, good stuff, good stuff. Pretty sparse on the Repels actually. I might be expecting to buy a few more than that.
Yeah, usually I prefer to buy pretty much as many Repels as I can afford. Tommo finding a Love Ball. I want to talk about all the Pokeballs we found on the ground. We found a Love Ball, we found a Fast Ball, we found a Heavy Ball. It's a pity that goal isn't on the card.
Yeah, unfortunately in these races, because we set the catch rate of everything to the maximum, which is 255, pretty much every ball besides the level ball is going to like have the same catch rate. Level ball's a bit different because it doesn't take into account it uses a different formula for its catch rate, so that basically acts as a master ball for anything with 255 catch rate.
So, Shen, also, we do find a Scizor in the well, so that is going to be extra Steel-type information. If Shen can't remember where he saw the Magnemite. Other than that, Tommo's just following behind in Shen's shadow a little bit. Only about a minute and a half between the runners at most. And we see a quick look at the TMs. Scary Face and Recover, so neither of them are going to be giving additional coverage to the Venusaur. Although at this point the Venusaur's coverage is already pretty excellent.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about this Venusaur's moveset. It is always nice to have a little more, but like, Stab Poison is not particularly great. Stab Grass, there aren't really any good grass moves in this game either, so this is fine.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of that I would maybe want is, say, Sludge Bomb instead of Psybeam.
Yeah, Sludge Bomb is the strongest stab move, well, besides Solar Beam that they have access to, but you don't want to really teach Solar Beam.
my, that is a threatening Umbreon with both Psybeam and Blizzard. With all the goals that are being marked so early on, we haven't actually seen a lot of info yet.
Yeah, I mean, that central goal is the big one. You want to see some information about Ariados already, and at some point it will open up your options considerably.
And yes, Chad is reminding us that yes, the Moltres that Shen defeated in the well is actually a legendary Pokemon, so we should go ahead and mark that for him.
Very nice getting a level 14 Blissey there. Gives a whole lot of experience. I'll be interested to see if Tommo teaches Double Kick, because I think that's definitely an option with this Venusaur. Bone Club's not the most accurate move, and Double Kick has similar coverage to it.
Yeah, so there's a few questions. So when it says defeat a legendary Pokemon, that can be any legendary Pokemon. So if you see Moltres in the wild, or on a Pokemon trainer, if you defeat it, that counts. If you see a Raikou, that counts. Mew, Mewtwo, any Pokemon that is considered legendary or mythical in this generation. So there are 11 Pokemon that qualify in total.
It's just quite an easy goal to overlook, because it's often something that just happens over the normal course of gameplay.
It is also a check on our runners to be, okay, so we're about here now. Unfortunately, due to the late marking of it, Tommo might think he's a little bit more ahead than he actually is.
Yeah, I mean, unless he sees that you marked it, but he's probably just looking at the card rather than the detailed information.
Regardless, it is still a very close match. And we see more Blizzard. With all the Blizzards, really gotta be careful and hope that we don't get frozen.
Yeah, I mean, Venusaur is fairly bulky, but its typing is not the greatest. It's weak to quite a few things. I forget how many types off the top of my head, but you got Flying, Ice, Fire, Psychic. I think, is that it, actually? I thought there were more than that.
That's it, but it also lacks a lot of resistances, such as no ground resistance. Meanwhile, Bugsy has a T-Tar, and Shenanagans is paralyzed, and at low HP. This could be a bit complicated. Alright, leveling up in Sync. Both Venusaurs level 19.
I did not see what TM49 was. Went by a little too fast for me.
Same. I'm sure we'll see it at some point, however.
Yeah, we'll see it when he teaches Cut. It won't be too long of a wait.
Meanwhile, MrTom was in the exact same situation Shen was in not too long ago, paralyzed against the T-Tar.
Yep, he had a slightly better time of it, though.
So, going into Rival 2, we see an Arbok. There's also the Venonat, which was the starter. And lastly, a Starmie. Which, I'm actually surprised it only took half from that drill pack. Starmie is not exactly the most physically bulky Pokemon.
Yeah, I guess. But then again, Venusaur is not the most physically offensive Pokemon either. I feel like Shen's Venusaur is has a little bit less attack than Tomo's one. I think Tomo's been doing slightly more damage with those moves. Like he two-shot the Tyranitar, and I think Shen wasn't quite able to do that.
Yeah, Tomo is also about one level higher because Tomo did head off to the Sprout Tower. Tomo opting for, interestingly, Bone Club as opposed to Drill Peck. Because Drill Peck at this point is a significantly stronger move when you factor in not only it's a stronger base move, but we also have the type badge boost from Falconer's Gem.
Okay, Tomo knows that he's roughly even with Shen at the moment, so he will probably be able to guess that Shen caught Golem here. Rhydon, sorry.
Finding the Sunkern, however, could be a bit harder to figure out.
Yeah, Shen can evolve at it pretty much whenever he likes. If he buys the Sunstone, so he can basically choose when he reveals that piece of information. Tomo does have Exeggutor information though, so as long as that exists, he'll be okay.
And then we get a brief look at the Magnitude TM that Bugsy gave us, which, when you compare it to Bone Club, might actually be better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it feels like you're rolling the dice a bit either way, either with Magnitude's power or Bone Club's accuracy. I don't know which one I'd pick. Magnitude, I guess, has more PP, but I don't know. I think I'd be too scared of it if it failing me and getting a Magnitude 4 when I need a little more power.
Yeah. On average, I would probably pick Magnitude because it's, on average, a little bit stronger. But now we see Shenanagans actually going back. Is he going to pick up the Charcoal? He is. Boost that Fire Blast.
Oh, we caught a Dunsparce in here as well. We're getting a lot of useful stuff in Alex Forest.
Yeah, and you mentioned that Shen will be able to, Tomo might be able to metagame that the Golem Rhydon's in the forest. Well, Shen can do the same for the Dunsparce.
Yep, I mean, Tomo's not repelling. I think he definitely suspects that the Rhydon is here.
Then taking a close look at the movesets, and Tomo finding an Elixir, which...
Nice one.
It is nice, but it also really tells him that, okay, I'm a little bit ahead now, and tells Shen that, okay, this Dunsparce is without a doubt in the forest.
Oh, unfortunately, not running into the Rhydon, but he'll probably keep that in mind, and maybe maybe he'll just run into it later. Who knows?
Wait, hold up.
So Elixir in a different position. Okay then.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, MrTommo actually caught a Ditto.
That's a genderless Pokemon, and 3 different genderless Pokemon is on the card.
And that is very true. So there aren't a lot of, the main source of genderless Pokemon are going to be, the legendaries. As mentioned, there are 11 in the game. All of those are genderless, and, there are also a few other evolutionary lines, such as Ditto, and, the Starmie line, that are also genderless. Magnemite's another one.
And depositing his berries just to make sure that he doesn't accidentally sell them and that they're not taking up space in the bag, because the bag does have a limited space in Pokemon Crystal.
It's definitely a very safe strat. And, well, let's talk about Kedia, because everyone's favorite
It's
Snorlax...
terrifying, and here it is.
It's back.
And now the power is yours.
And opting to check the Goldenrod and Mart TMs. And actually, looks like he just picked up that charcoal just to sell. Shen really looking for a lot of money. So potentially Thunderbolt, that's why Shen bought the potential Paralyze move. Thunderbolt, always a welcome move. Unfortunately...
Oh, Thunder Wave, that's no good.
And Shen looks like he's going to be evolving both of his Pokemon now. Paraleaf Stones, get that Sunflora, get that Victory Bell.
Although he needs a Sunstone for Sunflora, so he's going back in to get that.
Yeah, I realized as I was saying that, wait, hold up, something about that doesn't sound right. So, marking them both at once, Tommo's almost certainly going to realize, okay, he's in Goldenrod, those were Stone Evolutions, he got the base pokes earlier.
Yeah, oh, Tommo running into a Spin Rack, that is very nice, because that does not need very many levels to evolve into Ariados.
Yeah. I believe it evolves at around level 18-ish, give or take. So, I remember about 10 minutes ago when I said, we haven't found a lot of info, but it seems the ROM...
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Nice curse there. Or blessing, I guess, in this case.
Makes me wonder if we're going to see the legendary Fly Skip.
Tommo does love his Fly Skip.
Let's actually, let's talk about what a potential route is at this point. So, Shen does have definitely a bit of an edge, having those extra stone evolutions. And, of course, the Suicune, so... What could Shen possibly do to finish this? Column 5 is doable, assuming he gets a good Stop Evolve poke. Row 2 is definitely, I mean, he's already got two Pokemon that he could evolve to do stone evolutions, he just needs 2 more. So, Row 2 is almost certainly on Shen's path. Row 4 is also possible. The rest of the goals are free, just takes a little bit of time. Other than that, there don't actually seem to be a lot of things that jump out at me right away. Column 1, if you can get a few more genderless Pokemon.
He can do row 5 as well, assuming that, you know, like you say, he knows where he knows where the Dunsparce is based on when Tommo marked it.
Now, we do actually have an EXP share. It was found in the forest, so Tommo actually tossed that on the spin rack right away, and is going to be trying to level it up immediately.
Yep, that's good. You can do Stop 4 and get Ariados that way.
Yeah, usually it would be a bit tricky to do that with such a high level poke, but because we're able to put the EXP share on so early, there's plenty of EXP to make it happen. So Tommo's cleaning up the trainers on Route 35. Shen going for the Whitney's gym. That is an Ice Beam Porygon, too. Fortunately, it did not go for Ice Beam twice in a row, because that would have two-shot the Venusaur.
Yes, it was quite merciful on the first turn, thankfully. Always working his way through the 8 trainers on Route 35, which is, you know, which is fine to do now, because it's almost certainly going to be on this path, even though we're quite early on in the race.
Now, Shen, I'm interested as to why he looked through his moveset so heavily. Perhaps he was looking at a few of his new catches for Protect, Detect, Endure. Normally this is the time you would look through your moves for, say, a status move, if you had status Sudowoodo on the card, but that is not the case for this race.
Oh no, and Shen didn't talk to... Did he even go through that route? I'm not even sure if he did. Anyway, he didn't talk to the... He didn't talk to the... I don't know what her name is, but... Is she Florio or someone else Florio? I don't know. Anyway, the girl next to Sudowoodo, anyways.
Yeah, this is Shen's first time through this route, opting to try and get an encounter, and he gets a Graveler in the grass. And actually, Shen is opting to go for the TM. I'm actually curious as to this move. Because we do see that TM10 Hidden Power and TM36 Sludge Bomb are on the card. However, both of these goals are actually static. So both of them are actually in the Lake of Rage area. Guaranteed goals, so perhaps Shen is just not too familiar with those goals and thinks that, oh, TM36 is one of those random TMs.
Yes, the way randomization of these TMs works is that there's always going to be a TM in a spot where a TM was before randomization in the vanilla game. But the items that are given to you by people, they're not randomized, so they're always the same TM number, although they will teach different moves. But the TMs are shuffled between themselves. If they're on the ground, but TM Hidden Power you get from a person in Lake of Rage, and TM 36 you get from someone in the guardhouse on Route 43, like Kevin was saying.
So, if he is getting confused, he can definitely be understandable, because we do have a few random TMs, and on the old card it was actually TM 46 that was a random TM goal, so...
The easy way to tell on this card is that if they're random TMs, they'll be in pairs on this card. So if you see like TM20 or TM46, they're both random TMs, and you have to find one of them on the ground.
Regardless, Shen opting to also take a brief stop for the trainers on Route 35. MrTommo having completed that goal, moving on to Whitney's gym. We'll see if he has trouble with the Ice Beam Porygon too. Now, interestingly, Tommo going for Psybeam.
Yeah, I think he just wants to conserve his PP a bit, but unfortunately this Porygon 2 is hitting a little too hard for that to, pay off. But he does have, I think I saw 2 max revives there, so that's handy.
So you can do strats where you PC heal in one of the guardhouses adjacent to the national park. However, for our runners, as Shen just demonstrated, take the shortcut through the cut tree, then they bypass those altogether. So as you see there, Shenanagans caught the static Kingdra, looking at his TMs and then deciding, okay, probably not worth it for me to main switch.
Yeah, that guy will always give you TM08 Rock Smash, so because as well as the numbers of TMs not being randomized if they're given to you by people, there's also one other thing that isn't randomized sometimes, and that's if the TM teaches a move that can be used out in the field. So So the TM for Rock Smash and the TM for Dig, if you see the number for those, so that's TM28, that's always going to be Dig, and I've already forgotten what the number was for Rock Smash, but I think it was TM08, and that'll always be the same move.
And additionally, TM12 is always Sweet Scent, and TM02 is always Headbutt. Now, 3 of those, the only one not being the case, being Dig, 3 of those are also given from static trainers, so you can always get those TMs no matter what. Dig is a little bit more tricky because it's normally found on the ground, so it will still be on the ground, but it will just be anywhere on the ground in one of those normal TM spots. Looks like MrTommo999's opting to trade in Kenya and get TM 50, which is an interesting choice if you want an extra move for the Venusaur. In this case, it just ended up being minimized, not going to be too helpful.
My headcanon is that he's so disgusted by that Snorlax that gave him issues earlier, he just wants nothing to do with it.
So, as Shen deals with the Kimono Girls, he's going to have to think, okay, I probably want Surf on this Venusaur. What do I replace to teach Surf?
For me, it has to be Bone Club.
I would actually think maybe Psybeam.
The thing is, Bone Club just misses so often, and you already have Fire Blast with Steel types, and you know, Surf will help with the Rock types that Drill Peck can't hit very well. So I think that will be more than good enough.
And Psybeam also hits the Poison types, as well as Venusaur's special attack is a little bit higher, and Psybeam is a little bit stronger of a move. So, actually, I think you're completely right. So interestingly, MrTommo999's taking this time to grab the items out of the escape rope Ruins of Alcamber. Now, this is actually a very curious play to me, because we already have Berry Juice or Elixir, so can't think of much of a reason to do that.
Yeah, there are some other items on the card. There's King's Rock, but that's always given to you by someone in the lower floor of Slowpoke Well, so that's guaranteed. You don't have to go looking for that one. Oh hey, nice find on Tomo's side.
Yeah, we see Suicune also being on Route 37, so that'll be that goal. And I think that should also be his third genderless Pokemon.
Yep, that's right.
However, it's possible that Tommo might not realize it for himself. Shenanagans looking at the Venusaur's moveset, then, after a second, agreeing with you, Garf, teaching Surf over Bone Club.
Yeah, no, although I did say earlier that you have to mark the card if you get the info, this is a little bit of a different case because Tommo, because this is more of a case of, you know, not Tommo not withholding information. This is just him, you know, thinking, hey, I've caught the Suicune, but not thinking, oh, I also have 3 genderless Pokemon. So this kind of hurts him more than, you know, him concealing information from Shen.
Yeah, whereas the case with a legendary Pokemon, it's pretty hard to see a legendary Pokemon and then think, does this count as defeat a legendary?
Okay, and he did realize it a few seconds later anyway.
Shen getting a few encounters on the way to Rival 3. With how rough Rival 2 was slightly, hopefully Rival 3 goes a bit easier.
Shen, of course, still doesn't have any information on Ariados or Ledian, so I do not blame him at all for not repelling through these areas.
Yeah, the Ariados or Ledian definitely gives Tommo the opportunity to do both diagonals. Column 3 and row 3, I believe, are still locked, because we have no Horsey, Ponyta, Mantine, or Skarmory info. And interestingly, actually, Shenanagans opting to set up with X specials, so just do a little bit of setup and then going to easily sweep and OHKO everything else.
Yeah, this is something you don't see much of in these races, but I think it's a perfectly reasonable play, and if you're in the department store anyway and you have the cash, it could help you set up on some of the fights that could potentially cause you problems.
Typically, the standard is to try and strive for a move coverage that is super effective on as many things as possible, so you can one-shot things regardless and just over-level. But X item's definitely a perfectly viable strategy, and especially if we don't see it on this card, but it's definitely more popular on something, say, Rising Badge, in which you are never going to be higher level than Claire's Ace in a bingo.
So, okay, these are pretty. Okay, so for Shen, those Romans were pretty useless, but I believe the Suicune, that sounded like Hitmonchan to me. So if Tommo realizes that, then well, I mean, I guess he does have to defeat a level 40 plus Pokemon, but it might be good to keep in mind, in case he doesn't get information on the Hitmonlee channel top, and if he, but I mean, he probably already knows. If he remembers, that is, this was quite a while ago that Shen caught the Hitmontop, and it had to have been Route 30. But in case he doesn't,
yeah.
could be something to keep in
If we
mind.
look at the card, we see that Tommo actually caught a Hitmon a while ago.
Oh, he did? Oh, never mind then. Ignore me.
So, critically, we see Girafarig info in the first trainer of Morty's gym, so if Shen was unable to metagame where the Dunsparce is, well, now he can just Dex Girafarig. Other than that, we see Togepi, Unknown, Sentret, not a very threatening trainer. So Tommo also going to be entering the rival fight. And Tommo does not have X specials, so Tommo's just going to have to get through this with sheer firepower alone.
Tommo will lag slightly behind Shen in terms of experience because of that experience share, but it's not a huge deal at the moment. I think he's close to evolving his Spinarak. I'm not sure what level it is now. I think it was Ladybird that evolves 18, and Spinarak might be 21 or something, but it's getting there.
This yeah, definitely true. However, if Tommo wants to stop evolving it 4 times, then he could be lagging it behind quite a bit more. Regardless, though, level 25 is still a very sizable level to be at after Rival 3. I would actually say our runners are a bit abnormally high level. Part of that is, of course, due to the 8 trainers on 35, but also we have had a few Blissies, a few Legendaries, a bit of decent EXP. So this Psychic Lantern giving Shen a little bit of trouble. Had to rely on a good old Kundra.
Yeah, after I was like, oh, you know, gotta get rid of Bone Club. This is like he runs into like the one Pokemon that Bone Club would have been useful for.
like Tomo's going to try roamer strats. So how roamer strats work, as we call them, is when you release the roamers and you travel to a different route, the roamers will actually start at Ekritik City. So when you travel a route, they'll also travel one route adjacent. There are 3 routes adjacent to Ekritik City, so if you travel down to Route 37, there's a 1 in 3 chance that the roamer will travel down with you, and then you can find it there. Maybe.
Yep, didn't work out for him this time, though. I believe the roamers, they sounded like Hypno and Coughing to me, so if you ran as a Coughing, that would have been pretty easy to take out. Hypno might have been a bit more of a challenge.
Looks like Morty was not packing some serious firepower either. Instead, handing Shen the TM for something.
I couldn't see that either.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the frame rate. Just skipped the frame where it, since I believe it only shows up for 1 frame. So you really have to be looking with instant mash text.
Oh, it sounds like Shen's asking for goal clarification. The Friday Lapras does count for the defeat Lapras goal.
Yeah, so any static Pokemon, regardless of what that Pokemon was randomized to, counts for that specific goal. So, Entei, Raikun, or Suicune, if you actually catch one of the static roamers, or the static level 40, I believe we've decided that also does count for Entei, Raikou, or Suicune.
Yep, and for the Ho-Oh or Lugia goal, if you really wants to, you could climb up Tin Tower and catch the level 60 Pokemon up there for the... because that's normally a Ho-Oh in Vanilla.
But yes, as one of our tournament moderators is reminding us, passing information to the racer is against the rules of the tournament. So it is up to Shen and Shen alone.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if he asked for a rule goal clarification in the race chat, then I could answer him there. I suppose.
Well, amidst the trainers in the lighthouse, we see a wild Ledian. Well, not so much wild as it is on a trainer, but it's Ledian nonetheless. So that is information on the center goal for Shenanagans, and if Tomo does a mineral badge, which I presume he probably will, that will also be a little bit of a disappointment for him.
Of course, we don't know if Ledian is for sure in Johto. But
Yeah.
hopefully it is. It would be pretty heartbreaking to see. It's pretty heartbreaking to see something like that, the goal that you've been looking for, and then it not actually being catchable.
So with the addition of Dex Area Beep, which is a feature added in our one of our newer editions of the Speed Choice ROM, it is actually pretty unlikely for a Pokemon to be unobtainable effectively, since we used to consider places such as Tin Tower, Ice Path, even say Mount Mortar. Those are probably places that are completely
those are not good spots for Ledian because you'd have to search for. I mean, with Dex Area Beep, it's doable, but Tin Tower, Whirl Islands, that's a lot of places to check.
Yeah, and there are a few exceptions though, because Whirl Islands is basically the only place aside from, say, Mount Silver or being exclusively locked to Kanto. It's basically the one place that is off-limits no matter what, since unless you have Flash and a reason to go there, you're not going to go to Meme Islands.
You probably don't know the layout if you're. I mean, maybe you do if you know it for like other reasons, but if you're just like studying for this tournament, it's not really something worth committing to memory.
Yeah, the only thing myself and some other runners is like, okay, if we somehow don't have an escape rope, then it can be prudent to memorize the way out from the from the Lugia room, if you get lost there. So, a lot of runners can do that, but actually being able to navigate every single floor and find all the water, all the ground, all the different encounter slots, it's not a thing a lot of people can do in the dark.
Okay, spin rate moves to 22. I think that's the level it actually starts to evolve. We'll see if he stops it there or if he just evolves it. Looks like he stopped it, so he is going for that stop the same Pokemon evolving 4 times with the spin rack as well.
It will be a bit of a lengthy goal, however, I don't necessarily disagree with it, because at this point, you don't really have anything better for that, and it gives you a Bingo. Even if you evolve it into a Raidos, that does not give you a Bingo. At least immediately. I'm seeing yet another Venonat, this time in Chuck's gym. So, unfortunately, neither runner is going to be getting the sub-hour fly. However, there were quite a few additional trainers our runners have fought, and definitely we had a rocky start, so this is definitely still a very understandable fly time. And with that, Tommo stopping the spin rack for the second time, finishing Morty's gym.
Yep, looks like that'll start to pick up now that he's fighting a few high-level Pokemon, so he should be able to be done with that goal potentially by the time he gets to Chuck. No fly skip on Tommo's side. He'll be a little sad about that, I guess.
With the current situation he's in, however, it's definitely understandable. You want to go this way probably for Mineral Badge anyway, and if you're doing Mineral Badge, you're almost certainly not going to Fly Skip. And he wants the extra experience for the spin rack. I'm wanting to pick up a few extra items, perhaps just for a little bit of extra money, or if there's a King's Rock, okay, hey, you save a few seconds, don't have to go to Slowpoke Well.
So, what information don't we have? We still don't have Mantine or Skarmory information, but I think everything else we have some information on.
We also lack information on Horsey Ponyta, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh, that's right, yeah. My my notepad's a bit crowded, so I missed that one.
But yes, other than that, we do have information on just about everything. Tommo does lack Victory Bell Vileplume and Executor's. Well, actually, no. Tommo has the Executor info. But Tommo does still lack Victory Bell Vileplume. Although, there looked like there was a Weeping Bell in Chuck's gym, so Tommo will get that eventually.
Okay, that'll be fine then.
We have a 1 Payday. And Shen picking up HMO2 Fly. So now Shen is going to be entering the cleanup phase of this bingo. So what the cleanup phase entails is generally just what we like to call everything after Fly. You typically you blitz to Fly so that you can get all the information you can along the way, and then once you have the mobility to go basically wherever you want, you can start picking off all these little odd goals here and there that would be out of your way to do on your first run through.
So I'm not sure if Tommo ran out of repels or if he's just intentionally not repelling here. He seems to be encountering the same Pokemon quite a lot, so I'm not really sure if I agree with this play, but it could give him some useful information.
He's opting to catch a Bulbasaur, actually, which I suppose makes sense. In one more level, it will evolve, so it is a poke for evolve 4 different Pokemon. And
It's welcome back, old friend.
yeah, if he didn't have one already, well, there's a spare.
What's nice about Venusaur being asleep here is that at least he does skip the Venusaur cry when he gets sent in, so that saves a little bit of time every time he gets an encounter.
True, it's a very niche time save that you don't see very often, because I mean, there's no real way to prepare for it. It happens sometimes, and you just have to make sure you remember to wake it up before you go into the serious fights.
To answer a question in chat, I don't think Shen has 7 different types of berries yet, because I didn't see him pick up a Miracle Berry or a Gold Berry, which are the 2 that you don't get from berry trees. So he'll probably just get the Burnt Berry on Route 44 after all this.
There's a Burnt Berry on the ground, actually, that he just picked up recently.
Oh, is that right? Oh, maybe he does have 7 then.
I don't know if he picked up the Ice Berry, however.
It's quite hard to keep track of all that, but I trust that he'll know how many he has.
Yeah, he might just take a brief look at all the berries in his PC, and maybe he has it written down, and then he'll keep track of it later. Typically, the 7 berries you pick up are Normal type berry, a Bitter Berry, Poison Cure, Paralyzed Cure, a Mint Berry, an Ice Berry, and then a Burnt Berry. And if you miss one of those, you can also pick up a Mystery. Is it a Mystery or is it a Miracle Berry?
You can pick up a Mystery Berry on either Route 35 or Route 45. But the one on Route 35 needs you to surf, so you can't get that one straight away.
So here we see a shiny Smeargle, according to some people. Only difference is that it stuck its paintbrush in a slightly different hue of paint. Momo making his way through Chuck's gym, as Shen is now probably going to be heading towards that gatehouse to pick up the static TM36. So now we really are in that position where our runners are going to be trying to figure out what exactly is our path to finish. So as Shen is currently in the cleanup phase, let's also think about it. So Row 2 is almost a given for Shen, as we mentioned in the past. Shen does not actually have Protect, Detect, Endure information, I believe, so column 4 is currently not viable. He's a bit away from row 5, but row 5 is definitely doable. He does need to find something to stop evolving, but this Caterpie info that he's finding right now is more than viable. Yeah, anything else you notice, Garth?
I will have to look a bit more carefully to see what the paths of these people are. This is something that I'm not so great on myself. This is definitely this is one of the weaker areas of my game for sure. Just trying to figure out how best to finish these races.
Well, looks like Shen's realizing, hey, Caterpie, I can stop evolving that, or I can evolve that twice. So he's going to where it was, Cherry Grove Water. Another thing that Shen can also do, column 1. So I believe that's 3 reasonable bingos. Row 4 is also an option, so... Shen, I think, can finish with the current information he has, but it could take a little bit of time. If he finds a Pokemon with Protect, Detect, or Endure, however, it'll speed up considerably. Meanwhile, for Tommo's almost done with row 5. Tommo's probably going to be doing column 4, so that'll be 2 bingos. Row 4, I also imagine Tommo will do. Tommo will be doing... And then I imagine maybe Tommo will try both other diags. TLBR and BLTR. So it looks like Shen was convinced that the Caterpie was a 10% in Cherry Grove Water, opts to go to Sprout Tower instead, and it finds it first encounter. So
wow, okay.
definitely convenient. Meanwhile, Tommo stops evolving Spinarak for the 4th and final time, it looks like, if I counted correctly.
Yep, that should be his 4th time. Hasn't marked the goal. Oh, there he is. There it is. Good stuff. That's our first bingo then. Very nice.
Yeah, and just one more level, and then it'll be a Riodos. So at this point with Shen having a very clear Evolve 4 and Stop the Same Evolve, and actually we see Shen opting for just leaving more extra XP with Glacier Badge. Honestly, I could see this race going either way. It's really hard to say if one runner has a slight edge over the other. I suppose Shen has a few extra more Pokemon, and so that does give him the edge, but Tommo has a lot of other kind of tricky goals.
Yeah, Tommo, I think, doesn't really need to catch anything else if he wants to finish. He can do BLTR, he can do row 5, which he already has. He can do column 1. Well, I guess he has to catch a Weeping Bell if he does column 1. So if he knows whether because he has seen one of those, so he should be able to do that. That's the only thing I think he has to catch, because then he can do the other diagonal in column 4.
Yeah, I imagine column 1 is definitely a line that Tommo will do. It's pretty free if that Weeping Bell is in a good position, which we saw Shenanagans finds Weeping Bell earlier, so it should be doable for Tommo. And also we saw Golem in Price's gym, so if for some reason Tommo opts to go there, he will also get information for that goal.
Yeah, it looks like Shen, I assume, is, well, maybe he's going to Whirl Islands, if he's doing Price now, because this allows you to use Whirlpool outside of battle.
Definitely possible. So I believe it's, what, 56 different encounter slots? Something like that. It's a lot. Now with Dex Area Beep, you can narrow that down to, like, 10, but you still need to find the correct floor, and there's, like, 5 or 6 different floors, which can be confusing to navigate, so I'll be very interested, because I've never actually seen anyone scour meme islands like this.
Yeah, this is what I love about watching all these races. Everyone's got, everyone's got a. There's like meta ways to play, but everybody's got a different style and different strengths. And yeah, I love it when races really bring that to the forefront.
Yeah, and sometimes if you play the same person long enough, you're like, oh, you usually go to, say, Mount Mortar basement to find random poke. So, oh, you just found this random thing that nobody had info for? I'm gonna check there. Everyone has their own usual, YOLO spot, as we like to call it in the business. Give or take. So, Tommo, about to go encounter the, non-shiny shiny, as it was, called. The shiny Smeargle. Shenanagans about to go take on Jasmine, obtain the mineral badge. Now, Jasmine could be a little bit scary, but with X items and all the healing, it's unlikely. But still, Jasmine does have a level 35. So Jasmine leading off with a Flappy that shouldn't be too difficult. Shen actually opting to set up some X items to make the process even faster.
Yeah, I mean this Flappy doesn't seem to be too threatening, so he can get a little stronger and potentially take out some trickier Pokemon a bit easier later on down the line, like Delibird. Yeah, okay, maybe not.
Lastly, we have a Murkrow that is also going to drop pretty easily. So one thing to mention, it is a bit of a risk when you're trying to evolve something, say this Caterpie, or something low level, with such high level pokes, is that you do have to be careful to not accidentally over level. And then it's like, oh, well, I just skipped 5 evolution levels that I could have potentially cancelled, now I need even more EXP. Level 17 on that Caterpie is still definitely a reasonable level, though, and yeah, it looks like Shenanagans is immediately going for Whirl Islands.
Oh, here we go. I'm looking forward to this. I'm on his way to beat a Lapras. He's not repelling on the way. I really don't think he needs to not repel here. Like, he has a pretty consistent path to finish. As long as he gets either the Weeping Bell to evolve into a Victory Bell, or actually he has the Exeggutor info too, that would also work. But maybe he's just trying to not do Mineral Badge.
Maybe. Now, if he's trying to get Evolve 4, he did run away from Charmander, although he might be a bit worried about having to fight so many Pokemon. Or having to fight so many trainers to evolve that many Pokemon, because he still has to, he still needs one more level in the Gyarados, and he still might want to evolve the Bulbasaur.
And hasn't found the floor yet.
Yeah. Shen, somewhere in Meme Islands. Personally, I have absolutely no idea where he is. But we're trusting that he knows where he is. Based on his movement, it looks like he's in the Lugia room, actually.
Alright, so Tommy not even checking the executor info. He has execute info instead, and that will give him another Pokemon to evolve. So that's absolutely fine as well.
Yeah, I would say that's even better. Because you evolve that, you evolve the Weeping Bell, you evolve the Spinarak, and then, say, the Bulbasaur that you already caught. That's 4. And VC already has the Bulbasaur in his party.
He likes on the bottom floor.
And looks like Shen actually opting to soft reset. I think he got lost.
Well, either he got lost, or he knows a faster way to get to the other floors later. Like if you enter a different entrance or something.
Yeah, possibly. And looks actually like that might be the case. He's going back in for round 2.
Tommy finds Pikachu, another nice easy evolution with a Thunderstone.
And he finds a Flareon. He won't catch that, but my heart goes out to that Flareon. And Chad is informing us that apparently Shen is very knowledgeable in the layout of Whirl Islands in the Dark, and I would have to agree, based on how well he's navigated this.
Jigglypuff, another Pokemon that's very easy to evolve, so, you know, he might not even need to level the Bulbasaur at this rate.
Yeah, at this point, he might not even need to level up the Gyarados, or Spinarak.
Well, I mean, he still wants Center Goal, though.
True, true. You will want to evolve that. But it gives him the ability to look for Exeggutor now, since he, Gyarados, Weeping Bell, the Jigglypuff, Pikachu, that's 4. With the Execute, that would be 5. And looks like this this Ledian is actually in like the worst possible position. I don't actually know which floors Shen hasn't been able to check yet, but
yeah, I have absolutely no.
Yeah, might be one of the last possible floors.
Tommy finds Victory Bell when searching for the Execute, so yeah, that's a pretty nice find there.
Yeah, actually, I guess if he's not going to evolve Weeping Bell, then that Jigglypuff he found actually does matter.
I thought Shen had already been into Luca's room.
Same. Maybe he has a particular route he wants to check for these, or maybe he's somewhere else. I don't recall there being a door anywhere near there in Lugia's room. Or actually, I think I know where he is, actually. I remember that door. So, Tomo, going to buy a few evolutionary stones. Yeah, at this rate, I'm actually kind of surprised, because I would imagine Tin Tower would just be a better location to check, because you all can also combine that with EXP for the Caterpie, and also defeating this level 40 Suicune.
Yeah, I mean, unless Shen just doesn't want to do that and wants to try and find another way to finish the card.
Yeah, could be. Regardless, Shen has finally found the room that the Ledian is in. Now, I don't actually know if there's water in this room or not. Most rooms in Meme Islands do, but I think there's 1 or 2 that don't, so... Regardless of which encounter table it's in, he'll find it eventually. Well, speaking of 2-for-1 deals, we find a Girafarig, which is definitely something Shenanagans was looking for, but it's got Whirlwind, but it failed!
That was close, but yeah, it's what this has happened. This has been a thing for Tomo where he's found something when he was looking for something else. So nice to see it happen to Shen as well.
Yeah, it is an incredibly close race. Tomo just needs, he's doing Mineral Badge right now. He needs to evolve the, or obtain the Executor, which he's plenty of information now for. He needs to evolve for, which he has the stones and capability to. And that would actually finish him, actually. He does not need the Golem Rhydon. Tomo will be done with Row 4, Row 5, Call 1, Call 4, and TLBR. So that's actually, he's really close. Meanwhile, Shenanagans needs, he needs to defeat the Lapras. He just found the Letty. So that gives him 1 bingo. Lapras will give him 2. If he finishes the trainers on 35, that gives him 3. Evolve form berries gives him 4, and then I guess genderless pokes for 5? This is going to be incredibly close.
Yeah, Tomo's got a little bit of a choice in how he wants to end. I imagine he won't want to go for defeat level 40. He'll probably prefer going for either the Golem or Rhydon, or the Exeggutor or Sunflora. He was trying to find the Rhydon in Ilex earlier when Shen found it, so he'll know that's there. I don't think he caught the Execute, did he? So
I don't think he did, but he does have Exeggutor info, and Tomo, I'm pretty sure, does not need Golem Rhydon, since, yeah, as I mentioned, Row 4, Row 5, Call 1, Call 4, and then TLBR.
Well, it's just a question of whether he goes for
true.
Row 4 or Row 2. He can pick which one he wants to go for at this point.
It is possible. He does need to evolve Forla, which is why evolving Execute could be so useful.
Well, like you said, he'd already caught a lot of Pokemon that he can evolve, so he doesn't necessarily need that one.
And Shen, the chat is reminding us that Shen is going to be defeating a level 40 or so. King's Rock would also give Shen Column 5, and that is almost certainly something that Shen will be going for, so this is incredibly close. Yeah, if Shen defeats the 40, that'll be 2 bingos from the other diagonal. Defeat a Lapras will be 3. This will be Evolve, and then King's Rock, assuming he uses the berries, so that will also finish him, so I think Shenanagans is going to finish, like, maybe 1 minute ahead. Especially if... Hold up, why is Tomo fighting this optional? I guess for some extra EXP, because he's planning on evolving the Bulbasaur on Jasmine? Is that Tomo's plan?
I don't think he needs to do that.
Yeah, I think Tomo's routed his evolve force slightly optimally, and that might be what costs him. It's hard to say though. This is honestly astonishingly close.
Caterpie to Metapod is Shen's 3rd evolution, so he just needs to evolve that into Butterfree to get his 4th.
So if Tomo finishes Mineral Badge, that puts Tomo at 3, and then the evolve will be 4. Since Tomo already bought all the stones he needs. And it looks like he's going for that right now. It might come down to if he can find Exeggutor Sunflora or not.
Yep, that or Golem Rhydon, which he can just pick whichever he wants to go for, really.
Yeah. So this is 2 evolutions for Tomo.
It's 3 because he got the Ariados as well.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and then if he gives the Bulbasaur the EXP shard, that will be 4. Hopefully Jasmine gives enough EXP, actually, but thinking about it, Jasmine did not actually give a lot of EXP, so it might not actually be enough, and that could be a problem.
I guess if not, he can catch the Execute and evolve that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like, you know Execute's here, might as well. probably would be better than the Bulbasaur, and that might be the play that is a mistake. But I mean, it's really hard to make a mistake when it comes down to a matter of seconds. Like, it's hard to call any one specific play a mistake, because that one play could also just have been saved by bonking like 5 less times.
I've got to say, this has been a hugely entertaining race, no matter who wins.
Almost certainly. We definitely have gotten our wish. Shen fighting at level 40, it's a Hitmonchan, as we mentioned earlier.
So that's Shen's 3rd bingo. I imagine he'll get his 4th with King's Rock. And then he just needs 7 different types of berries, so it looks like Shen's gonna take this one, I think.
Yeah, just slightly. Especially because, unfortunately, Tommo got crit by the Bone Meringue. Very unlucky there. Unfortunately, Goin and Jasmine not quite at full HP. Tommo got a little bit of trouble. And also Tommo is actually decently underleveled for Jasmine, having spent so much EXP on the Spinnerack.
Oh, he's using Psybeam as well. It's not gonna hit Murkrow.
So Shen picks up that King's Rock there.
Wow, and Murkrow mimicked the Psybeam and used that to finish off Venusaur. Oh dear.
He hasn't actually marked King's Rock yet. Wait, hold up. Why has Shen not marked King's Rock yet? Okay, we see he just.
Well, there you go.
It.
That was me. I marked it for him.
Okay. I'm like, wait, did he not have room to pick it up? Why did he walk away? And that's 4 evolves for Tommo. But yeah, if Shen has to clock reset, then hold up, this is still winnable for Tommo.
Yeah, I think Shen just might not realize about these 7 different types of berries being able to finish him.
This is down to the wire. Both the runners just need 1 goal. Executors in Mount Silver only!
Okay, well, he'll have to try and find that execute again then, I suppose.
Tommo, you don't have time. You have to remember where execute was. You have to remember that info.
He's looking for Rhydon info, that's what he's doing.
Rhydon's
in Olivine, okay.
And it
beeped here, so he knows it's here and not in the dock.
If he gets it immediately, if it's a 10% or not, this is down to anything can happen. Oh, but it looks like Shen's going for berries. Picking up that Poison Cure berry.
I don't know how many types of berries Shen has at this point.
Same. I have absolutely no idea.
Wait, does he think he use both? Oh, I'm a little confused here. There's Rhydon, though.
Yeah,
it looks like Tommo might take this one.
Tommo could take it, he just needs to catch it. Could just come down to catch RNG.
It's not getting in. 1 in 3. 1 in 3.
Shen heading for the Lapras.
Ah!
So we see Shen has marked 7 different types of berries, and Tommo's marked Golem Rhydon.
Tomo has not marked golden item yet. That
Sorry,
red, Shen's
although
in red.
Shen
He's
has marked defeat a
excited.
Lapras, neither of our runners have finished on. Hold up. Hold up.
What's going on here?
We might have some nonsense going on. We might have to, because
Shen's not doing the done button.
Yeah, Shen is not doing the done. MrTommo has finished and gone with the done button and finished with a racetime.gg timeout. Let me scroll up. 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 27 seconds. So according to race time, Tommo takes this, but
yeah, Shen has not hit the done button in his game, and he hasn't finished in racetime.gg. So
yeah, I think
that's it.
clear.
It looks like Tommo wins.
MrTommo wins by negative seconds. It's I can't even say.
We'll have to get more info on the interview here because I'm not entirely sure what happened at the end.
So let's bring Tommo in. Hello, Tommo. Congratulations on your win? ?
Yeah, how do we fix this? Like, I think he did beat me, but I marked it first, which I don't know.
The thing is, Shen has not hit the done button. He's just kind of sitting there on the screen. So
oh, has he not hit the done button in the game?
You have to hit the done button in the game in order to win.
So you're telling me I've won by default, technically?
I believe.
I'm
that
not
is,
really sure. I'm not really sure what happened at the end. We'll have to. I think we might have to get some info. But you have to hit.
This was close.
It was very close. We were really excited at the end there.
I'm in pain right now. My lungs are trying to burst.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. This was intense. You
my
had
lungs,
the ride on screen.
I've been struggling to breathe all day today because my chest has just not been working.
Yeah, but we are being told, according to our moderators, that yes, you are the official winner, as Shen did not hit the done button. Or .done in race time. The rules are clear.
Oh, that feels so dirty.
Well, Tommo, I don't think you need to be, downcast over this because I've got to say, it was a very entertaining race and you both played very well.
Yeah, and you did find. I mean, it could have gone either way too, because you did have the ride on screen before Shen defeated the Lapras.
Yeah,
so
that's what was annoying me. Like it was not doing the one. Like I think that was 8 balls at that poke, 8 or 9 balls.
But regardless, let's bring in Shenanagans here, and we'll talk about this run from the start. Hello, Shenanagans. I can't even really put into words what happened this race.
I was criticaled by 9 consecutive air blasts. Let it be known.
Yeah, both of you had incredible difficulty with that level 9. I have never seen a 9 wall as hard as that one in a while.
It had self-destruct too, and it never used it. It used Aeroblast 7 times in a row, and I was like, I was gonna catch something else. It
took me 3 times to do it. The 3rd time, it finally showed self-destruct, and it self-destructed on the Hitmon because I was expecting to be able to use Destiny Bond to kill it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna do.
It just blew itself up, and I was like, oh, thanks, I guess.
Yeah, I just wanted to catch something else just to stall out the Aeroblasts, and then I found out they had self-destruct on my Suicune, which was fine.
Which legendary did you find?
The Moltres I KO'd.
No,
I had the
no,
Suicune.
Moltres. I meant the dog.
It was Suicune. It was on the first route.
It was also on route 36, 30, whatever's after the Sudowoodo.
Yeah.
37.
37, yeah.
I didn't know the Lapras counted either until like the very end. And I was like, oh, I can just go do the Lapras. It wasn't in the rules clarity sheet that it was allowed.
So yeah, so I think you I thought you had 7 different types of berries. So I'm not sure you actually needed to defeat the Lapras in the end there. But I think you had 5. You might have had 5 without it. I'm not entirely sure how many berries you had though.
Actually,
I had the 7 berries. I just didn't. Did I have to kill the Lapras, or was I done on the 5? I thought
you have 6 bingos, I believe.
I think I had 5.
No, he has only 5. He has only got 5.
He only has 5.
Yeah, I needed the Lapras, I think.
Yeah, when we were theorizing, we theorized defeating 8 Trans on 35.
I was so scared of you, Shen. I knew you would be I was scared of you more than anyone else in my bracket. And I was just like, oh god, I've got to just go. Like I did everything that I would never. I repelled through this race.
Yeah.
I actually went to get fly, and I got a sub 120.
I did mention
which is
about
really good.
I did mention about when you went left from Ekutik, like Tommo's not fly skipping. This is serious, mate.
Yeah, I got fly as well. I didn't know I had
I'll
hit
be
the
back in a
done
second.
button.
I need to get some water because my lungs are screaming right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is it really is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about your route through this. So, you were a little bit ahead of Tommo by about a few minutes for most of it, pulling ahead a little bit more towards fly.
Yeah, I
but
think
then,
Tommo fought the trainers on 35, and I
Yeah.
skipped them because I didn't have information on the giraffe rig, or I didn't have information on something else.
Yeah, there was actually a surprising amount of Pokemon that Tommo found some, you found others, and so we're thinking, okay, is one player going to be able to metagame where the other person found them and
Mhm.
But
Ilex was an absolute gold mine.
Yeah.
Like, Tommo found
Apparently
Dunsparce there.
so.
You found Rhydon there. Yeah,
I found
you
Sunflora
also found
there, too.
Sunkern there. Yeah, it was goodness me, all kinds of things. I think
Which twin did you go for? Left or right twin?
I did left. I always
Right
go
twin
left.
had execute. I went to do execute in Burnt Tower, found it was in the basement, and sweet scented for Victory
Oh.
Bell.
Where was your Letty and Aria days? Which one did you find?
Okay. I didn't catch an Aridos. I found a Spinarak on Route 35,
35.
then leveled it up with all the trainers that I knew I had to fight, which was
Okay.
I had so many extra fights. I was like, I can just barely get this thing to a high enough level where yes, I can evolve it.
yeah,
So
that's
it was.
Yeah, my Ledian. So first thing I had to get Whirlpool because it was in Whirl Island only, and then it was in literally the last room I checked. I checked
Oh,
every
God.
single room. It was in the very last room, and it was the fifth Pokemon I found. It was like rare
Wow.
too.
That is,
I
really
spent
unlucky.
Oh, by the
so
way,
long.
I didn't know this was the case until I looked at it, but I found Magnemite on Route 30.
Oh, I
which
never
was a
found the
Genderless
steel.
Pokemon. It also had Endure.
Wow, that's so lucky.
I didn't know
very
it had Endure
value.
until I literally fought against the Snorlax and was like, wait a second, that's Endure.
I thought about metagaming you on Endure because I knew you had it like super early, so I thought
Yeah.
about just looking for it. But I figured just getting the Lapras was faster.
And I thought I saw you encounter a Magnemite and run away from it early on, but maybe that was Tommo. I thought it was
No,
you.
I didn't
I
see
did
it,
run
I
away
don't
from
believe.
a Magnemite.
Oh, that was you.
because-
Okay.
Because I was, like I said, I wanted for once in my life for people to go,
Yeah, no magnet for me.
people are like, I don't like tryharding. It is not what I want to do, but in a tournament, I know I have to try my best to win. Like I did against Snorms, where I got, a sub 124 or something like that. It was literally 2 seconds difference between me and Snorms. And it's just that situation of, I don't like tryharding because it just brings so much pain and anxiety that it makes, as we said, Garth, on a different race, it makes you forget so many things. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you though. I was set on defeating a 40, and then I found that victory bell, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can find the Rhyhorn. I can also do the Executor if I needed to. So when I checked Rhydon, and I was like, wait, it's right here, right now? I was like, this is like, I've got to rush.
yeah,
I find
yeah.
the second encounter, and was it second? It was second, right?
I found
hey,
mine in Forest. Ilex was right on mine.
Yeah, I had just done Mineral Badge by then. And I saw you were so close to finishing, so I was like, I've got it. I can't do the 40s. I've got to look at my other info. And,
So I did
Yeah, so
quick
sorry, I just want to mention quickly because you did mention that Ledian was only in Whirl Islands. I think it was also in Tin Tower. I mean, I'm happy that you went to. I'm happy that you went to Whirl Islands because it's very rare that we see somebody who knows how to get through there in the dark go through it. So that was a treat to watch.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it was there as well.
that was my question exactly.
Yeah, I forgot it was also in 10. Maybe I could have gone there instead, but Tin's also kind of a pain. I
Yeah,
don't know
they're
which
not
one's
great
faster.
locations either way. Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally
Is it-
Tin, Whirl, and Mount Silver.
Isn't
It's, like,
Tin like
awful.
worse because there's 9 floors, whereas the other one's only 4 floors?
I-
right?
Yeah, I don't know which one's faster to check
I would
overall.
imagine that Tin Tower's a little bit faster if you're already going there for Defeat the 40 as you did, because the floors are a lot easier to navigate than Meme Islands.
Yeah. I also don't do a lot of bingo, so I didn't know if I would need the Rainbow Wing, and I also didn't know where to get the Rainbow Wing if I needed
That's
it, so I
fair.
didn't know if I had Tin access.
Fair enough.
I also
And-
didn't know we had the bike until I was like halfway through the first round.
We were a
Oh,
little worried.
God.
We were a little bit worried that you might just be going until Goldenrod without.
I
the
was
bike.
like, I'm gonna check because we might have the bike on. So I look, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a bike there.
Oh, this was. Oh.
It was my
was-
first bingo, so I kind of figured it'd be a little bit sloppy.
I was so scared about your luck though, because I've watched you. I may not be able to watch your streams because they're so late for me, but I've watched your YouTube videos and your luck is just unparalleled most of the time, and I was like, he's got better skill than me and the better luck than me. He is going to be my greatest opponent.
Yeah, it was certainly an extreme treat to watch, but at this point, I don't think either myself or Garth have any more questions. Do you have any more, Garth?
I'm just.
Did you actually run the victory? Not the Venusaur.
Yeah, I ran the Venusaur the whole time.
What was your
Yep.
stats? Because it tells you in the done button.
Oh, does it? Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, it's page 9.
I feel like Shen might have had a little less attacks than Tomo. But
4
I-
attack and then
Oh yeah.
11 special. Not bad.
Okay, I have 8 attack, 7 special. Okay, that's
Okay.
another thing.
That's
Did you
about
teach double
even,
kick?
I would say.
Did you teach the double kick that we learned via level up?
No, I was Fire Blast, Surf, Droll Peck, and Psybeam.
Yeah, that's what I was. I was so upset because the second I said I don't need double kick, I find an Umbreon and then 14's a Blissey, and I'm like,
And then you had the Tyranitar and Bugsy as well.
yeah, and I was like, I'm just gonna bite my lip here and just say, I guess double kick wasn't as bad as I thought it could be.
Yeah, I will say I almost switched to the Kingdra.
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
the level 40, the level 20 Kingdra and
Mhm. Yeah, I was thinking
What did it
Surf
have?
Headbutt. It would have been Surf Headbutt Karate Chop would have been the moveset.
okay, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I thought about it, but with like all the stat XP already on the Venusaur, I figured it was probably just better.
Well, let's shout out our runners, Shenanagans and MrTommo, for putting on such an incredible race here. It looks like we might as well wrap it up now. So, thank you for both joining us for this interview. And yeah, it was one of the best races I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I've just commented 2 back-to-back races that were probably the two most entertained I've been this tournament. So
I need to rewatch the stream.
and we have
see-
another one starting in 5 minutes over on SpeedGaming 2, I think.
I don't know what one it is on, but I know there's one.
Yeah,
because the guy
SpeedGaming
just-
2 against Trickham's and Paradoxical Remedy in 5 minutes. So, I mean, I might need a little bit of a break to go and get something to eat and calm me down, but yeah,
I
I
need
had
to
a
go
lot
to
of
bed.
fun,
It's
that's
nearly
for
10
sure.
o'clock here.
So with that, we thank you all for joining us. And yeah, I've been Cabinet56. We'll catch you next time.